سلام، نیکولو هستم. امروز سه‌شنبه 30 بهمن 1403 ساعت دقیقا 3:40 عصر. بچه‌ها در ادامه همون دوره آموزش الیوت هارمونیک من یه سری ویدیو از آقای کوپسی دارم. خیلی وقت دیدم حیفه اینا باشه و منتشر نشه. این ویدیو رو من چجوری به دست آوردم؟ یعنی پیدا کردم 3-4 سال پیش فکر کنم، حالا نمیدونم دقیقاً کی، من اسم ایشون رو توی گوگل سرچ کردم، منو فرستاد توی فارکس فکتوری. اونجا یه لینکی بود توی پروفایل خود آقای کوپسی که این ویدیوها توش بود. منم به قول معروف دانلودشون کردم همه رو. بعدها که یعنی یکی از بچه‌ها این ویدیوها رو می‌خواست که من براش بفرستم، ولی خب می‌بینید حجمش خیلیه، تقریبا 6-7 گیگه. از طریق تلگرام براش بفرستم نتونستم. رفتم توی همون فارکس فکتوری که اون لینک رو براش بفرستم خودش بره دانلود کنه، دیدم اون لینک هم نیست دیگه. این ویدیو خیلی ارزشمندیه که فکر می‌کنم اولین جاییه که خود آقای کوپسی مثلا این منتورشیپ وار این سبکش رو ارائه میده و خودش هم توی همون قسمت اول اگه شما ببینید میگه این ویدیو کلا 1 ماه پابلیکه، بعد پاکش میکنه. اینا رو من سعی میکنم منتشر کنم دونه دونه. حالا فقط الان مشکلی که دارم زیرنویسشه، چون من بلد نیستم زیرنویس بسازم. الان اگه اینجا ببینید من چند تا اپ زیرنویس سازم دانلود کردم، ولی متاسفانه از اونجایی که خیلی تعطیلم نمیتونم ازشون استفاده کنم. 2 تا راهکار براش پیدا کردم. یکی این که بخوام دستی وارد کنم این چیزایی که ترجمه کردم که شاید نزدیک 10 صفحه بشه برای هر ویدیو، که واقعا نه حوصله‌اش رو دارم نه حالش رو دارم. اگر ببینم جواب نمیده مجبورم همین کارو بکنم، ولی علل حساب این 2 تا کار رو خودم تست میکنم. اگه دیدم اوکیه دیگه دستی وارد نمیکنم. اولین، شما اگر این کلمه رو توی گوگل سرچ کنید، ایجویرو یه پلاگینه برای گوگل کرومه، سرچ کنید، روی این گزینه کلیک کنید، شما رو ارجاع میده به این صفحه. اینجا من الان اینو اد کردم به کرومم، اینجا اد تو کروم هست. اینو که بزنید خودش نصب میکنه. نصب که شد توی کرومتون یه باکس آبی این شکلی میاد گوشه گوگل کرومتون، روش میزنید. حالا این هم داره میچرخه. روش که بزنید این زبان مادر میذارید روی انگلیسی، زبانی هم که میخواید بهش ترجمه شه میذارید روی پرشین. تمام. هر ویدیویی که پلی کنید توی یوتیوب این خودکار براتون زیرنویس فارسی رو میسازه. فقط شما از طریق اپ یوتیوب نمیتونید این کارو بکنید، باید از طریق مرورگر باشه. یعنی از طریق مرورگر بیاین توی یوتیوب و یه ویدیویی رو ببینید. مورد بعدی، اونم باید از طریق مرورگر بیاین. یعنی راه دومش هم اینه، اونم باید از طریق مرورگر وارد یوتیوب شین. اینه که خود یوتیوب ترجمه کنه این ویدیوها رو، و حالا مثلا من اگه ببینم جایش ایراد داره، مشکل داره، خودم دستی ادیت کنم در حد 1-2 خط. اونم باید از طریق مرورگر بیاین تا خود گوگل براتون ترجمه کنه، و یعنی از طریق اپ یوتیوب که روی گوشیاتون هست اگر بیاین همون زیرنویس انگلیسی رو بهتون نشون میده، فارسی نیست. پس حواستون باشه هر دو روش شما باید از طریق اپ وارد شین. این ویدیوها خیلی ارزشمنده. هر جایی هم که حالا نیاز بود من خودم روش صحبت میکنم، ولی هر حساب حالا اولیشو امروز فردا میذارم تو یوتیوب. اگر دیدم این 2 تا روشی گفتم روش جواب داد و خطایی نداره پابلیکش میکنم. در غیر این صورت باید یه برنامه دیگه بچینم که ببینم چجوری میشه زیرنویس‌ها رو بهش اضافه کرد. استفاده کنین ازش. امیدوارم خوب باشید. این 5-6 تا پی دی اف هم من حالا توی گوگل درایو چیزی اینا رو آپلود میکنم. لینکشو لینک دانلود عمومیشو میذارم زیر همین ویدیوها. امیدوارم خوب باشین. شب و روزتون بخیر.
Hello and welcome to this series of videos on harmonic Elliott wave. What I will be doing is supplying a series of individual videos covering different particular areas of the subject, so that it is broken down into topics that you can go back and review, that if you want to re-listen to some of the information that I'm providing, you have the opportunity to do so. You will have access to these videos for 1 month, so please do be prepared to take advantage of seeing them as many times as you can. Now, what I am going to be trying to do, rather than have this as being too structured, I prefer to take this and present this rather informally. And this is really pertaining to the last few videos when I am discussing how to analyze, what to look for, little techniques to help you identify waves. And I found when I have provided this webinar live to some of my clients, they've appreciated just the mere thought process of how I approach analysis. It's a big subject and it can be a little bit daunting at first, but with practice, and I hope with the guidance that I give through my ramblings, if you like, I hope that this will help identify and solve a lot of the problems you have. Now, before I go on to start on this, I would like just also to say and convey one very important point. Elliott wave, whether it's traditional Elliott wave or whether it's my own harmonic Elliott wave, is not a trading system. It does not produce trading signals. It is an indicator. Just as you would use stochastics or RSI as a measure of momentum, how fast price is moving, or whether you use Bollinger Bands or any other type of indicator, even a time priced indicator, all those are very valid. What Elliott wave does is give you a price indicator. The advantage of harmonic Elliott wave is the far more rigid structure that it provides and a greater understanding of ratios, and where common projections from different wave degrees will help you identify high risk stalling areas. You should always use this information integrated with all the other analysis you do. And that's a very, very important point to remember. Now, what I'm going to do is start with RN Elliott's structure. Basically here, the impulsive waves. In another video I will cover corrective waves, as they do need a very different approach. The first thing about impulsive waves is that Elliott considered that the trending waves, that's the directional waves, are created through 5 waves. That is 3 in the direction of the trend, waves 1, 3 and 5, which are separated by 2 corrective waves, that's waves 2 and 4. Not only that, within waves 1, 3 and 5, they are formed with 5 waves. Additionally, you will find that within traditional Elliott wave, waves 1, 3 or 5 may extend, and commonly do. And you will find out from harmonic Elliott wave why this is the case. What you will find with these extended waves, that they are of the same degree, the same size. When you see it in a chart, you will begin to understand. Here is the simple structure in traditional Elliott wave. A wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, a wave 5 in a rally, followed by corrections, generally in 3 waves or a combination of 3 waves. If you'd switch this around the other way, you would have a downtrend of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that is just a simple structure. And this will form probably a wave 1, and then a wave 2, and it will start on wave 3, which again will be in 5 waves. So this is how it would look in a chart. A wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And somehow these will be broken up into 5 waves. As I mentioned, when you look at those 5 waves, and this is what we've just seen now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this could form wave 1, have a correction in wave 2, a 5-wave move in wave 3, a correction in wave 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to finish a 5-wave move, and this forms the next larger wave 1, and is followed by a correction in wave 2. And therefore, after this, we will get a rally in the square bracketed wave 3. So this is the complex structure. And this is how it may look. We've had a wave 1, a wave 2, and then in wave 3 we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves, a wave 4, and then a wave 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you can see, this wave 3 has extended. So this is the extended wave, and you can see that the relative movement of this blue wave 1, 2 is very similar to these black 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that is what we say of the same degree. So we have the wave 3, 4, and 5 to finish the green wave 5. The complex structure. Now, the problem we have with Elliott wave is we never know when a wave will extend. We'll never know in advance. What's more, we'll never know which of waves 1, 3 or 5 will extend. So you're always sitting there going, is this a normal wave? Is it an extended wave? And that provides a lot of problems. You never know how far that wave will move. There are generally no consistent ratios. Elliottians will talk about 161.1% and 261.8%, but rarely do they actually ever occur. There is always room for different wave counts. Lots and lots of wave counts. There is a traditional joke about Elliottians. If you put 5 Elliottians into a room, they will come out with 50 wave counts. So everyone's arguing about their wave counts and how they're developed, but they don't give any ratios. And that to me is key. They never know how deep corrections will be. And to be honest, corrections are a far more difficult issue. There are some corrections that are fairly easy to identify and some that can be very, very difficult. It's the corrections that are easy to misjudge. And because we don't, in traditional Elliott wave, have any really strong structural guidelines on ratios and how far waves will move, they're easy to misjudge. There's no real guidelines on how waves are related, and that means it's basically impossible to forecast. When I give presentations, I normally start by asking the people there how many use Elliott wave to forecast, and there's very few that do. Then I say, how many people use Elliott wave to identify 5 waves, knowing that you'll get a correction? And up will go many, many hands. Well, with harmonic Elliott wave, you will begin to lose that type of attitude. That is the basic Elliott wave impulsive structure. I don't want to go through it in enormous detail. Really don't think it's really of any benefit, because quite frankly it's flawed, to be honest. So I used to follow traditional Elliott wave, and I had my frustrations. I had the frustration of never really knowing whether this wiggle there was a wave 4, or whether it was just another minor wave 4 and we're going to see a bigger wave 5, and then we're going to get the wave 3, but then it doesn't really happen, and you can never forecast where it's going to stop. So I began to look at things differently. I found that the traditional structure does not allow forecasting. And what I find when I look around on forums and other analysts using Elliott wave, they're normally retrospective. They go, we have seen 5 waves. Well, that's great. But what we want to know is, right from the start, do we have an idea on where that wave is going to end? And that's key to forecasting. Wave counts contain greater subjectivity. In traditional Elliott wave, the subjectivity is normally I'm bullish because of some fundamental issue, so I'm going to make a bullish wave count. By using harmonic Elliott wave, you begin to take away that subjectivity, and you can begin to look at it in a more controlled manner. I wouldn't say scientific, because it's a bit of a mix, but the ratios that can be applied will give you a much stronger hold on where things are going to go. In traditional Elliott wave, Fibonacci ratios rarely occur. And therefore, even Robert Prechter is saying wave relationships are secondary. And therefore people tend to ignore them and just go with, I think I've seen 5 waves, so we should get a reversal. You know, that's no good for forecasting. What's more, there is no consistency in traditional Elliott wave to wave targets from different wave degrees. They're sort of, well, this wave 3 can be 110%, another one can be 500%, and you never know when it's going to happen. You never know when you're going to see one of these extending waves. And therefore most analysts just eyeball charts. They don't even bother to measure wave relationships now. And that, to me, is something I could never accept. Another thing is the logic is normally ignored. In fact, within technical analysis itself, logic is normally thrown straight out the window, and you just look at something because it looks about right. Let me use this. But there is a lot of logic you can use in technical analysis, and not just Elliott wave. As I said earlier, wave counts are often generated from a fundamental preference. When I do my analysis, I do not even bother about fundamentals. I do not know when any sort of economic releases are being made. So mine is purely technical. And quite frankly, if I'm to be totally honest, and maybe a bit cruel, there are too many analysts that don't know how to analyze. They read a book and go, oh, these are good ideas, but they never really deeply look into exactly what these techniques are telling them. So, what does a harmonic Elliott wave structure provide? Common, measurable wave relationships. Not only are they common across the same wave degree, they are common across all wave degrees. If you think about that in time frames, the wave relationships I see in the 1 minute market, 5 minute market, 15 minute market, hourly market, daily market, weekly market, monthly market, they're all the same. All the projection ratios are generally in the same clusters. What's more, the waves from different wave degrees all generate approximately the same targets for particular waves, so wave 3 and wave 5, as you'll come to see. Therefore, the harmonic structure is a far more logical and consistent structure, and from that logic you can draw a lot of information. As I said, there are common wave relationships across wave degrees. There are more consistent wave targets. Reduced subjectivity. And a stronger sense on how price should develop. Once you've seen one wave, you are expecting either a 5-wave move or a 3-wave move, or a series of 3-wave moves. And from that, you will always be looking for for the next logical move. And if that doesn't develop, you know something's gone wrong. As I said, a stronger sense when structure has broken down. Therefore, you get enhanced accuracy to forecasting. You get a stronger understanding of support and resistance. So all of these things will help you in progressing in understanding how price develops. Now, the whole basis of the harmonic structure is that all waves, whether they are impulsive or corrective, develop in sequences of 3 wave structures. Impulsive have 3 directional sets of 3 wave moves divided by 2 corrective moves, 2 counter-directional sets of 3 waves or combinations of 3 waves. So it is still the 5-3 type of move that Elliott suggested, but the waves have been reorganized into clusters of 3s because that is where the wave relationships lie. Let's see how the structure is reorganized. As you can see here, I have given you what is basically an extended Elliott wave. 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is an extended 5-wave move in a traditional sense. Now let's overlay how harmonic Elliott wave will look at this. Well, here is first the Elliott wave count, as I mentioned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we'll overlay the harmonic structure. So we get a 3-wave move, a correction, a 3-wave move, and a correction. And here, this is where I believe there is some little jiggery pokery, because as you will know, anybody who's looked at a chart, you will not automatically see very clean waves. And I feel that any high that was seen below, especially below the wave 3 high, would not be considered as a wave. So here we have, if we put the labeling on it, A, B, C, wave 1, a correction in wave 2, another A, B, C, wave 3, a correction in wave 4, A, B, C, wave 5. And that is a harmonic Elliott wave count. In every single impulsive move, you will see this structure. There is no extension, there is no jiggery pokery, it is always the same 5-wave move. And that is one of the great benefits of harmonic Elliott wave, that you don't have to worry about extended waves. This is where people then say, but what about failed fifths? Again, they do not exist. Here is another Elliott wave with a double extended wave. So you can see here we've had a double extension. We've got a curly-whirly wave 1, 2, then a blue wave 1, 2, and then the green 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in blue wave 3, a wave 4 in blue, a wave 5 in blue, which gives you the curly wave 3, the curly wave 4, and up, it didn't make a new high. That was a failed fifth. Okay, well, let's just look at this from a harmonic point of view. Take away that count. A, B, C, wave 1, wave 2, A, B, C, wave 3, wave 4, A, B, C, wave 5, A, B, C, X. So you see failed fifths do not really exist. So it's another great benefit. We don't have to worry about failed fifths. Every single 5-wave move will develop in exactly the same structure. ABC 1, 2, ABC 3, 4, ABC 5. You will note that the similarity between what R.N. Elliott recognized, which was the directional impetus of a wave, is signaled by 5-wave moves. So you can see here, each one of these is a 5-wave move. So he is absolutely right that 5-wave moves provide the directional waves. However, all that's happening here in harmonic Elliott wave is we are reorganizing them into sets of 3 waves. Takes away extended waves and failed fifths. Now when you have 5 waves, the only thing that 5 waves will form is a wave A or a wave C. So when you see 5 waves, you know that it's one of those 2 things. It will never be anything else. Just wave A or wave C. And there we have it. Wave A or wave C. So if we look at a harmonic structure, you will see an ABC 1, 2, ABC 3, 4, ABC 5. That's a wave A. We then had a correction in wave B, and then 1, 2, ABC 3, 4, 5. That was wave 1. This was the start of the very large move up to 12,600 in the Dow. Later on, I will tell you how to recognize these and how to forecast with them. As this progressed, we had the wave 1 here in that previous chart I showed you. We then had a correction in wave 2, and we had 1, 2, and then 5 waves in wave A, B, 5 waves in wave C, so that's ABC, wave 3, wave 4, ABC, wave 5, to form a wave A of wave 3. Then we're expecting a wave B, which we got, and a continuation higher in wave 3. Looking in Forex, a 5-wave decline in dollar Swiss, ABC 1, 2, ABC 3, ABC 4, ABC 5. So this was a wave C. Right, I'll leave it at this for the moment, and in the next video I will cover not really the wave relationships in terms of the ratios themselves, but exactly how waves are related. So that will come in video 2.